Hey everyone, this is Josh Hayward and welcome to day 20, episode 20 of 31 Days of Pumpkin. It's been quite an adventure thus far and we are nearly 2/3 of the way through and we've got a very special one for you on this Friday. We're kicking off the weekend with Rogue Pumpkin Patch Ale. And this is from Rogue Brewing, Rogue Farms. They use their names kind of interchangeably. Rogue has multiple farms at their property. They also have additional land where they have their actual brewery. They kind of epitomize the whole farm to table kind of thing, I should say, especially with their brews. Lots of things that they grow are actually used right in their brews. As a matter of fact, on this bottle, they say they harvest their pumpkins, then drive 77 miles to their brewery and roast these pumpkins and throw them in the mash. So really excited for this brew. I think that it definitely wins the best bottle award. It's just a beautiful bottle. I mean, it is the color orange of that pumpkin right there. Just very beautiful. I saw it and I was like, hey, I've got to get that. As a matter of fact, I believe I saw Rogue push this beer on their social media page. I guess it was probably late August, and I started looking for it, and then thankfully found it in a bottle shop actually in Columbia, South Carolina. So I was very excited to find this one and can't wait to give it a try. I've had a few Rogue brews. You've probably heard of the Dead Guy Ale. That's one of their most famous ones. I've never had their pumpkin patch, but I am very much looking forward to this one. And that was a very crappy pour, but a very beautiful bottle, so I'll allow it. And just with that pour, I'm already smelling amazing fall/pumpkin spices. We have a beautiful beer here, just absolutely beautiful. Looks like it should be in a magazine or just in some great photography. It's a gorgeous amber, copper type amber color, deep reddish amber towards the middle here, kind of a dark golden towards the top. Just layers of color there, just absolutely beautiful. Fall in a glass for sure. Just very pretty beer. A nice haze on that beer for sure, and that haze definitely comes from Rogue using their own pumpkins in this, throwing those pumpkins there in the brew. Definitely adds that great haze from the fruit or the pulp of that pumpkin. There is, in that pour, I couldn't really tell, but so I'll give a little swirl in the glass here, trying not to spill. There we go. Got a frothy, very nice off-white head there, kind of creamy looking off-white head. Reminds me, just kind of looking at it like if you have whipped cream on the top of your pumpkin pie. But very beautiful beer here. Just amazing looking, just beautiful. I know we've looked at 19 other brews thus far, and this one's just very pretty. And I'd love to line all these brews up and just look at the color of them, just because that's so rich. I yet to see a brew where I was just so amazed by the color of it. But yeah, I'm kind of taken aback by this one. Just a pretty beer. Can definitely appreciate the masterpiece that is a beautiful brew. So let's see what we've got on the nose. Very fresh. Notes of kind of biscuit and pie crust again as far as the malt goes. Some nice pumpkin pie spices in there. A little bit of cinnamon. Maybe some vanilla in a way. Some vanilla, maybe some extra sweetness there for sure. Maybe even some little hoppy notes in there as well. But yeah, just a very nice smelling brew. Like fall in a glass for sure. I'm really digging this brew. The look of it, the smell of it. Now let's go for the taste. Cheers. Very solid brew. Very solid brew. I can't help but think, hey, I'm still drinking a beer, which is very welcome. Sometimes these pumpkin beers can just get a little out of hand. 19 days in, now on day 20. we've had very few of these that really remind the drinker, the enjoyer, I should say, the fact that, hey, I'm drinking a beer. A lot of times they're just so overloaded with spice, or so overloaded with these other flavors from other, from barrel aging or whatever. It's like you lose some of the beauty of an actual beer. But this is incredible. I feel like I'm actually drinking a beer that has a complement of pumpkin, a complement of um, some autumn spices, and just I'm still drinking a beer, which is great. I feel like I'm able to actually enjoy drinking a beer that's got some extra type seasonal flavors in it, which is amazing. As you first take a sip, you get a little bit of that malty sweetness, kind of showing up in the form of toasted bread, biscuit, pie crust, maybe even some notes of caramel in there. Then, then I'm getting some hoppy notes in there too. Not overly hoppy by any means, but you can definitely taste some of the discern some of the notes of hops in there that they used, and then you're hit with a very subtle yet welcome kind of accompaniment of fall spices, of the pumpkin pie spice, just adding a little bit, just enough to say, hey, drinking a pumpkin beer here. And then I feel like you can also taste the pumpkin in this, and that's really hard to do. A lot of times it's done through roasting the pumpkin, which is a great thing to do. It's actually what I do with my home brew when making a pumpkin beer. The sycamore brew that we had, Gord have mercy, also had the similar taste. It's like they roast the pumpkins and then add it to the boil. Um, but I guess the thing I could liken it to the most is sweet potato or yam, or if you've roasted pumpkin and eaten it. It's a different kind of taste, but kind of along the lines of roasted sweet potato, yams, those types of things. It's a different kind of taste. You're definitely eating a gourd, I guess I should say. But yeah, you can definitely taste the pumpkin in there, which is great. Not overly spiced, and then the finish on it, the finish just amazing. Again, a nice. I feel like I'm discerning some hops in that, a hoppy type finish. Not overly bitter, but the bitterness is there. It's welcome. I'm not. My palate's not shot from other flavors of alcohol, or from a rum or bourbon or anything like that. Nothing against those beers. It's just this is just a very, very solid pumpkin beer. A very, very solid ale with pumpkin, I should say, because I'm still, you know that you're still drinking a beer. I know I keep saying that, but this has just been so different from the rest of the beers that we've had. Definitely drinking a beer with the pumpkin. Cheers to Rogue on this one. You can tell just through the bottle, just through what they do at their farms and their brewery. They really take pride in what they do, and it shows forth in this beer. Just an amazing fall beer. I would put it top thus far, if not top two, top three, right up there. It's amazing. Absolutely love this pumpkin patch ale. I wouldn't change anything in it. Great maltiness, great subtle pumpkin spice. I'm tasting the pumpkin in it. A little bit of sweetness from some vanilla. Nice hoppy finish. Very subtle. Just a great marriage of flavors. I just can't get over how good of a beer this is. Definitely one of my favorites thus far. So cheers to Rogue on this one. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this bottle this evening, no doubt. I can't say that I've been able to do that on some of these other brews, but this one's phenomenal. Cheers, Rogue. Cheers to day 20 of 31 Days of Pumpkin. You guys have a great weekend. Take care.